After transmigrating into a Yandra novel, my mission was to make the female lead turn dark, so I took the initiative to approach the female lead Willow-Rue, teasing that sweet gentle girl until her face flushed red with embarrassment, igniting twisted desires within her, then choosing the moment she loved me most to fake my death and escape. Sure enough, Willow-Rue's darkening meter shot straight to maximum. But before I could celebrate completing the task, the system suddenly issued a warning: the female lead's darkening level is too high. She's about to destroy the world. Host is required to find a way to reduce the darkening level. I froze, never expecting that when I entered that world again, I'd be held captive by Willow-Rue, confined to a bed in a dark room with no sunlight. She caressed my neck, with a smile as gentle as water. Big brother, you once said you liked how I looked when I went mad. Am I mad enough for you now? Big brother, why are you home so late? As soon as I got home, someone hugged me tightly from behind. Willow-Rue gently kissed my back. Her youthful scent enveloped me in ambiguity, as if marking her prey as her own. The warmth from behind spread through me, making me shiver uncontrollably. I had to work overtime today, there was no other way. The other person's voice carried a hint of grievance. Then big brother, don't go to work anymore. Let me take care of you. I couldn't help but chuckle. After living together for 5 years, I knew Willow-Rue all too well. Growing up in an oppressive and dark environment had made her possessiveness toward me incredibly intense. She always found every way to keep me by her side 24 hours a day. Coming home late today must have made her feel uneasy again. I habitually patted Willow-Rue's head, intending to kiss her for comfort, but as I leaned down to kiss her, warning time to complete the female lead darkening mission has only 1 day left. Host is required to accelerate progress, or the host will be erased. I halted, nearly forgetting my mission was to make Willow-Rue turn dark. Sooner or later I'd be the one pushing Willow-Rue into the abyss. If I kissed her now, I'm afraid later when she recalled it she'd feel even more that I was truly fake and disgusting. Willow-Rue was originally the female lead in a Yandra novel raised in darkness. Her psyche gradually twisted and darkened after meeting the male lead, the Sunshine Boy. Due to her possessiveness and insecurity, she imprisoned him by her side. But after a long time together, Willow-Rue was gradually healed by the male lead. In the end, they became a perfect match, united in heart and mind. That was originally Willow-Rue's destined ending, but reality always has deviations. In one timeline, Willow-Rue was inherently gentle and kind-hearted, so despite enduring countless hardships and humiliations, she not only didn't darken, but became even more resilient instead. This caused the subsequent plot to be unable to continue, so the system urgently threw me into this world. The main mission was to make the female lead turn dark, then guide her to the original male lead side to be redeemed. I agreed. After entering this world, I began treating Willow-Rue with all my heart. When she was alone with no one to rely on, I brought her home, gave her a roof over her head. When she was bullied by thugs, I risked everything to protect her, bandaged her wounds when she had nightmares. I held her tight, whispering gently over and over, don't be afraid, I'll always be by your side. Time flew by and 5 years passed. Willow-Rue's darkening meter hadn't increased a single point, but her affection toward me was maxed out. The system asked in confusion, host, what are you doing? Your mission is to make the female lead twist and darken, not to romance her. You should have desperately tormented her instead. I smiled. Willow-Rue is very resilient. Torment would only make her refuse to submit even more. I want her to love me madly, then die tragically right in front of her, letting her witness the one she loves most being swallowed by darkness, while she herself is powerless to stop it. I concluded that way Willow-Rue would to avenge me, use violence to counter violence, and actively darken. The system shuddered. You really are an experienced transmigrator. This plan is truly flawless. Terrifying indeed, but all that said, my plan over those long 5 years still went wrong, not for any other reason, but simply because Willow-Rue was truly too wonderful. I genuinely came to like her. Willow-Rue loved clinging to me, calling me big brother, loved giving me all the best things. Her gaze toward me was always gentle and deep with affection. Even if I gave her just a little sweetness, she'd immediately offer her whole heart to me, utterly sincere and passionate. Even someone like me who's completed countless romance missions couldn't help but be drawn to a girl like that. So I selfishly wanted to stay with her a bit longer, and kept delaying the mission until today. But today is the final day of the mission deadline. I can't delay any longer. I must leave. I have to personally push this girl who sees me as her whole world into eternal darkness. I looked around, discovering the house decorated with fresh flowers and candles, exquisitely and luxuriously. Unable to contain my curiosity, I asked, is today some important day? Willow-Rue smiled gently, yes. Very important, big brother. Guess what? These past days I'd been preoccupied with leaving, exhausted mentally, completely unaware of what day it was. So I guessed randomly such grand decorations. To celebrate your birthday. Willow-Rue shook her head. Today is the day big brother picked me up. Our 5-year anniversary. I was stunned. The day I picked up Willow-Rue. It had been so long ago, even I couldn't remember the date. Yet she had quietly remembered it for 5 years. Seeing my surprised expression, Willow-Rue lowered her eyes and whispered before meeting Big Brother. Everyone called me a jinx, forced me to leave, hoped I'd go mad and fall soon. Only Big Brother was truly kind to me. My life only gained meaning when Big Brother appeared. Then Willow-Rue looked at me with clear eyes filled with burning love. Today is the most important day for me. More important than my birthday by far. A sour feeling suddenly welled up in my heart. I looked at the girl before me. My vision suddenly blurred. In truth, I wasn't truly kind to her at all. I was just like those who bullied her, all hoping she'd go mad and darken. But Willow-Rue didn't notice my reddened eyes. Still smiling coquettishly. Now that Big Brother knows what day it is, do you have a gift for me? I slowly opened my mouth, but before I could answer, a frantic knocking echoed in my ears. My heart skipped a beat here. As Willow-Rue started to stand to open the door, I quickly stepped forward to block her, then flung the door wide open with one hand. In the next instant, my body was pierced by a sharp blade. Fresh blood spurted out, splattering everywhere. One drop landed in the corner of Willow-Rue's eye, dyeing her gaze a vivid red. Willow-Rue hadn't reacted yet. She stared blankly as I fell, uttering in disbelief, "Big Brother." Unfortunately, I could no longer hear her. As my senses gradually faded, I only saw a gang of thugs rushing in, trampling over me and sneering arrogantly, "Hey, before because of that bitch Willow-Rue, you got us thrown in jail. You were so tough. Yeah. Why don't you stand up and bark some more now? We kindly advised you. Don't mess with us, brothers. Our backers are all big shots. If you offend us, today you'll die in some ditch and no one will avenge you." Curses and mockery rang out wildly. The once warm home, in an instant, felt like plunging into hell. I strained to look at Willow-Rue one last time. She was kneeling before my body, pressing desperately on the bleeding wound, her eyes bloodshot, her expression one of despair and agony, as if she was still calling my name. Sadly, I was on the brink of death, so I heard nothing. A tear silently fell from the corner of my eye, quietly mingling with the pool of blood on the ground. Thus the female lead, who had always lived in darkness, finally at age 20, received the first gift of her life, which was my corpse. Congratulations, host. Character Willow-Rue darkening level 100. Congratulations, host. Character Willow-Rue has unlocked the plot of massacring the thugs. The deviated plot from the original is beginning to be corrected. Congratulations, host. Your reward has been issued. Amid those jubilant congratulations, I felt no joy at all, though I hadn't really died, but merely escaped the book world. Yet that final glimpse of Willow-Rue's blood-smeared face, desperate and mad, was etched deeply into my mind. Impossible to erase forever. I returned to the real world. In the blink of an eye, 5 years had passed. I'd restarted my job, but still couldn't adapt to single life. Missing a gentle, attentive girl by my side. Everything felt unfamiliar, but people must always move forward, no matter how nostalgic. I could never see her again. I leaned on the balcony railing, a bit wearily welcoming the night breeze. Host. Suddenly, the system's familiar mechanical voice rang out, interrupting my thoughts. I startled. "What do you want?" The system chuckled twice. "I do. And it's good news too." It continued, "Host, because you've been missing the female lead Willow-Rue so much, even our system is touched. We've decided to send you back to her side once more." Really? I immediately left the railing, grabbing the system. "Don't joke like that, it's not funny." "What is it really? After transmigrating for so many years, I've never heard of anyone being sent back to a book just for missing someone too much. This lie is way too cheap." Sure enough, after being exposed by me, the system immediately deflated. It sniffled. "Host, big trouble. According to the plot, after Willow-Rue darkens, she'd meet the male lead who redeems her. They'd fall in love at first sight. But now Willow-Rue has darkened too much. Her mind is full of that dead guy's shadow. She doesn't even glance at the original male lead. The plot is stuck again." I rubbed my temples. A bit headache. "Is this even worth mentioning? Just tell the male lead to be patient. Slowly romance Willow-Rue. Wouldn't that work? They're destined for each other. The leads will develop feelings after spending time together." The system cried even louder. "But the problem is the male lead couldn't hold back. After seeing Willow-Rue's mind is only on you, his pride was hurt. In anger, he straight up spilled that you're a transmigrator, and that your mission was to make her darken. He told her everything." My heart tightened instantly. Willow-Rue must have been stunned then. I don't even dare recall her eyes at that moment. It was truly terrifying. The system shuddered. "In short, the current situation is Willow-Rue has fully darkened, not only slaughtering all the thugs, but also planning to kill the male lead too, even wanting to destroy this entire book world. We might have to go back, find a way to lower her darkening level again." The system's guilty voice grew smaller and smaller. My vision darkened. I took several deep breaths to accept this news, but still couldn't help scolding the system. "So why did you say it was good news earlier? What's good about this?" The system meekly defended. Because isn't the host missing the female lead too? I thought you'd want to see her again. I'm speechless, do you realize? The one I miss is the innocent girl from before. Not this Yandra female lead who knows I'm a liar. And has fully darkened. But complaining more is useless. Under the system's pleading, I still had to transmigrate back into the book. This time as a nameless passerby. I remember last time I came here. At least I was a named side character. The system whispered. But host, that body is already dead. Right, only now did I recall. That previous body was killed right in front of Willow Rue. Back then Willow Rue, out of old affection, probably gave me a grand funeral. But now she knows I was just a liar. From start to finish. Just a despicable scammer wanting to make her go mad and darken. So would Willow Rue in a rage dig up my grave and whip my corpse. While lost in thought, a raindrop suddenly fell on my face. It's raining. I looked around, only now realizing I was standing in the middle of a funeral. Everyone was in black formal wear. In the misty rain it was hard to tell who was who. I couldn't help whispering to the system, what plot point is this? Who's holding the funeral? The system explained this is Willow Rue's father's funeral. After he died, Willow Rue, the long-lost heiress, was brought back to inherit the estate. Its voice suddenly turned serious. But host, you must be careful. Willow Rue is in the final stage of darkening. Extremely dangerous. Even her father's death was caused by little sister Rue. A male voice suddenly sounded from beside me. It was a young man in black uniform. His handsome face carrying a faint sorrow. Don't be sad anymore. Though uncle has passed, you still have me by your side. I paused. I knew this young man. ID encountered him during the previous mission. He was the original male lead, Owen York. With the male lead here then. The little sister Rue he mentioned must be. Unexpectedly, a soft lazy chuckle sounded without warning. Beside him a woman had appeared at some point. Her red lips slightly curved. Her alluring voice, thank you for staying by my side. I'm no longer sad, Mr. Owen. Just those words nailed me in place. My heart pounded fiercely. Even after 5 years apart, I absolutely couldn't mistake it. This was Willow Rue. Moreover, a Yandra Willow Rue with extremely ruthless methods. Holding unlimited power and wealth in the original story. I couldn't help stealing a glance beside me. Sure enough, next to Owen York stood a woman in a flowing long dress. Exquisitely elegant and seductive. In the hazy rain her features weren't clear, but I could see her arm linked with the man beside her. The gesture incredibly intimate. Just like with me at the beginning. My heart was a mix of emotions. Inevitably a bit bitter. But more than that was a bone-chilling fear. Yes, fear, the system had said. Willow Rue's psyche was completely twisted. She was planning to kill the male lead. Destroy this entire world. But her current demeanor seemed completely like a noble, graceful lady, chatting pleasantly with her lover. Her behavior flawless beyond reproach. Worthy of the female lead, skilled in disguise with deep schemes in the original. My scalp tingled. Though I came this time to romance Willow Rue, everything happened too suddenly. I wasn't prepared to face Willow Rue yet. I had no idea how to handle a Willow Rue so different from before. Maybe I should avoid her for now. Thinking that, I turned to hurry away. But ID just transmigrated, not fully adapted to this body. Plus the rainy, slippery ground. As I stepped, I unfortunately slipped and fell hard without warning. Just as I hurried to get up, unexpectedly, a pale, slender hand suddenly extended before me. That hand gently grasped mine, helping me stand. I brushed off my hem, gratefully lifting my head to say thanks. But before I could finish, a familiar faint scent hit my nose. It was Willow Rue. My scalp felt like exploding. I quickly covered my face with my hand and backed away several steps, panicking to get far from her. But the hand holding mine didn't let go. She suddenly brushed aside my covering hand, catching me off guard, forcing me to meet her gaze. It was a pair of incredibly familiar eyes. Willow Rue's gaze was cold and profound, staring intently at me, as if trying to see through the soul in this body. But when she spoke, her tone was gentle as water, like intimate whispers between lovers' big brother. My whole body stiffened. Had Willow Rue recognized me? But that was impossible. Clearly ID changed bodies. I should have a completely different appearance from before. While utterly confused, the system suddenly whispered, host. Because this return is to romance Willow Rue. Considering the absolute love she had for you before, the passerby body you're in actually resembles your previous one by 80%. Very convenient for Willow Rue to recognize you and mend broken ties. Oh, so why didn't you say so earlier? Waiting until I stupidly showed this face, and got caught by Willow Rue to tell me what mend broken ties. I guiltily looked into Willow Rue's bottomless eyes, only feeling my scalp numb. I felt she seemed more like she wanted to kill me. At that moment, Owen York beside her curiously approached. Little sister Rue, what are you doing? His gaze landed on my face. The next moment his expression shifted from surprise to doubt, finally turning to undisguised disgust. This face again. I blanked. What, so I have such a common face? Owen York frowned in disgust. You soft male men, can't you do your homework first? Victor Payne wasn't little sister Rue's white moonlight at all. He was just a scammer. You all get plastic surgery to look like him to approach little sister Rue. It only makes her feel disgusted. Victor Payne is my name. I was stunned, suddenly vaguely understanding something. So after I died for Willow Rue back then, perhaps many people thought I'd become her white moonlight. So they competed to get plastic surgery to my appearance, to try approaching Willow Rue, resulting in stepping on a mine. Because before, I might have truly been her white moonlight once. But after everything was exposed, I could only be the scammer she hated most. Those plastic surgery guys naturally got hated by association. But this also had one good point. That is, Willow Rue now probably hadn't truly recognized me, but just saw me as one of those who actively got surgery. To be a substitute, right? If so, might as well turn the tables. I hesitated less than a second, then turned and actively hugged Willow Rue. Willow Rue's eyes flickered slightly. I forced my eyes to redden, pretending heartbroken to death. Sorry, Miss Rue. I didn't mean to get surgery to look like Victor Payne. Actually, I've admired you secretly for a long time. I just wanted you to notice me a bit more. In a muddled moment, I did something wrong. Please don't despise me. Years of transmigration experience had honed my acting skills excellently. My current clingy appearance, refusing to let go of Willow Rue, was no different from those shameless cannon fodders in novels, always clinging to others. Owen York beside me was so angry his forehead veins bulged. Scram. You cheap knockoff. Don't touch my little sister Rue. Saying that, he forcefully pushed me away, turning to grab Willow Rue's sleeve. Little sister Rue, let's go quickly. The MC is calling you. Hurry and kick this madman out. Yes, hurry and kick me out. Willow Rue, forgive me for not being ready to interact with you yet. Wait until I make a solid plan. Then I'll come back to romance you. Thinking that, my gaze toward Willow Rue added a few parts expectation, but Willow Rue suddenly curved her red lips. She ignored Owen York, instead extending her jade-like arms, gently wrapping around my neck, then tiptoeing close to me, her breath like orchids whispering in my ear. Don't be sad. I don't despise you. If that's the case, then come with me. I instinctively wanted to step back, but my body was stuck tight, unable to move. Willow Rue smiled, tilting her head. What's wrong? Didn't you say you've loved me secretly for so long? Aren't you happy? I blanked. I am. Willow Rue nodded. Good, then let's go. Saying that, she really took my hand, walking side by side with me. The warmth from her hand made me so tense my palms sweated cold. For the first time I felt in for a penny, in for a pound. This development was nothing like what I thought. Why was Willow Rue treating me so gently? And what would she do with me next? Amid a layer of fog, only now did I realize, Willow Rue had truly changed completely from 5 years ago. Every action of hers now was beyond my predictions, making it impossible to fathom her thoughts. Just as the original described, she had deep schemes and unpredictable moods. If so, then for now I could only temporarily go along with her. I carefully followed behind her, thinking inwardly being my own substitute is quite rare. Owen York beside us clenched his fists. He glared hatefully at my face, as if ready to rush and punch me anytime. But with Willow Rue there, he could only silently follow us. Soon after we reached the funeral center, a pitch-black coffin lay silently on the grass. Before it, countless tables and chairs stretched endlessly. The crowd buzzed. After all, this was the funeral of the head of City SS top family. Every corner exuded luxurious money. All the city's elites and tycoons gathered here. I watched in a daze. Having money is great indeed. Even a funeral was organized like a grand banquet for the upper class. The MC stepped forward, said something to Willow Rue. Willow Rue smiled and nodded. She released my hand, whispering, "Wait for me," then stepped forward, beginning the process of reading the eulogy for her departed father. The crowd immediately fell silent. I stood among the people, watching Willow Rue in her long black dress, gently reciting the prayers. The misty rain blurred her beautiful features, also hiding the coldness in her eyes, making her truly seem like a holy angel, sincerely praying for the deceased. While I was still entranced, the system's shrill alarm suddenly blared intensely, its voice urgent as if on fire. "Host, big trouble. You must immediately stop Willow Rue." I startled, looking at Willow Rue praying. What's wrong? Is there a problem with what she's saying? The system was about to cry. Her words have no issue, but her next action is the big problem. I just probed Willow Rue's plan, and discovered she's buried a ton of special explosives at this funeral, planning to blow the place up after praying. We must stop her quickly. I hadn't reacted yet, instinctively asking how many explosives. The system's voice, rarely so grave, roughly enough to blow up half this book world, allowing Willow Rue to cross through the exploded rift to the real world. To that extent, my heart seemed to stop. Blowing a rift to the real world is absolutely not allowed. If an antisocial Yandra like Willow Rue steps into the real world, who knows what massive consequences it'd cause. I looked up at Willow Rue. A chill suddenly surged in my heart. Still that exquisitely beautiful face, but in my eyes now, it had become a demon in angel's clothing. The system anxiously urged host. Prayer time has only 1 minute left. Hurry and think of something. What to do? How should I stop her? Cold sweat began beating on my forehead. Maybe try rushing up to snatch the explosive controller. But 1, I don't know its location. 2, I'm not confident I can wrestle it from Willow-Rue. If only there was a way to make Willow-Rue stop willingly, that'd be great. While I was anxious like on hot coals, over there Willow-Rue was still intoning the eulogy deeply. May the divine spirits bestow blessings upon the one in this coffin. Even if that person lived a life full of lies, may those illusory deceptions become truth. As the words ended, below the stage gasps of shock immediately rose. Did I hear wrong? The one in the coffin full of lies. Is this really eulogy content? Oh God. Is Miss Rue saying her own father was a scammer? Is the Rue family this fractured internally? Sure. With so many Rue family members here, does she dare say that? You all don't value your lives. But before they could recover from that shock, the next moment something even more shocking happened. A young man with reddened eyes suddenly rushed toward Willow-Rue. Little sister Rue, I have something to say to you. It was Owen York. The prayer leading to hell was interrupted. Willow-Rue lifted her head calmly, looking at him. My tightened heart finally relaxed. I breathed a sigh of relief at the narrow escape. Seeing Owen York's panicked face, I immediately understood. He must have just received the system's warning to stop Willow-Rue. And his rush now was probably because he'd thought of a way. Sure enough, before everyone's eyes, Owen York shouted with bloodshot eyes, Little sister Rue, please forgive this abrupt rudeness, but I really have extremely important words that I must say to you right now. His voice trembled, sounding choked up. I'm not like that betraying scammer Victor Payne. You might not believe me, but my presence is to love and redeem you. I've been by your side for 5 years, the one who understands your suffering best, and the one who wants to end this pain for you most. The male lead symbol of redemption was extending his hand toward Willow-Rue. If your life is always sunk in darkness, then let me be the one to light a lamp for you, okay? Hearing these familiar words, I suddenly froze. Memories flooded back. In the original, right after these words, the darkened girl began developing feelings for the boy who healed her, thus opening the path of abusive romance, full of twists. One could say these words were a classic scene in the story. This time I fully relaxed. With the boost from these words, plus Owen York's sincere confession just now, Willow-Rue's darkening process would surely halt. But that relief hadn't lasted long. When Willow-Rue suddenly chuckled softly, her gaze pierced through the crowd, landing precisely on me. Those beautiful eyes filled with madness and obsession. No need if you light a lamp for me. The one who plunged me into darkness wouldn't be happy. Owen York blanked. I was stunned too. This reaction was completely different from the original. I hadn't been shocked long. When the system urgently urged again, host hurry. Only 10 seconds left until the bomb explodes. 10 seconds, my heart instantly flipped to my throat. This bit of time wasn't enough to think of another way. I gritted my teeth, finally resolved. Pushing through the crowd, I rushed and hugged Willow-Rue tightly. Without waiting for her reaction, I squeezed her waist, deeply lowering my head, forcefully kissing her lips. The world seemed to fall silent. Willow-Rue's eyes widened slightly, her red lips bled from my roughness. The faint taste of blood spread between our mouths, but she seemed to feel no pain, nor moved an inch, letting me kiss passionately. Congratulations, host. The female lead's dangerous behavior has been stopped. Alert lifted as the system finished. I gaspingly released Willow-Rue. Just now I was only gambling. Unexpectedly, such a bold action really could stop her. But before I could fully relax, lifting my eyes, I met her profound gaze. It seemed Willow-Rue's attention had shifted from the bomb to me. I forced a laugh twice, suddenly getting a good idea, thinking of the devoted substitute setup ID established before. So I quickly wittedly said, Little sister Rue, you clearly know I love you secretly. Why in broad daylight entangle with another man? I won't allow anyone else to confess to you. You belong only to me. I'm jealous. As the words ended, not only the crowd below was dumbfounded, but I myself felt embarrassed to the scalp. These words had no sense of distance, no different from boasting, overestimating oneself. Right on this face. If someone else said this to Willow-Rue, I'd surely mock a few lines. Who do you think you are? But sadly these were my words. If Willow-Rue truly hated me, she'd probably feel disgusted to the bone. But it turned out Willow-Rue wasn't like that. In my extreme astonishment, she actually tiptoed, kissing me back right in front of everyone, as if we were truly a passionate couple. I suddenly widened my eyes. Even my breath stalled. Willow-Rue's eyes sparkled slightly. Amid the hot entwined kiss, she gently whispered in my ear, I'm not entangled with others. I'm yours alone. Let's go home. When sitting in Willow-Rue's car, my mood was incredibly complex. No matter how slow, I realized Willow-Rue didn't hate me at all. She even seemed to like me a lot. Even though currently, I was just a substitute resembling 80% of before. My heart couldn't name the feeling. But thanks to this layer of affection, it conveniently aided my romance mission. I could use this new identity to stay by Willow Rue's side, slowly romance her, lower the darkening level, while calculating the romance plan. A gentle voice suddenly sounded in my ear. Victor Payne, big brother. This address ID heard for 5 years. Incredibly familiar. So habitually I responded, what is it? The speeding car suddenly braked hard. Willow Rue's expression darkened unclearly. She turned to stare into my eyes. It's really you. Big brother, my heart pounded fiercely. After reacting, an uncontrollable chill surged in my heart. It's over. Why did I blurt out that response just now? Now it's great. The new identity hadn't even warmed up before being exposed. I stiffly faced Willow Rue's silence. I'd imagined countless times the scene when Willow Rue discovered my identity. Perhaps she'd show a hateful face, scolding me as a hypocritical scammer, or maybe a mocking look, sarcastic about why I'd dare approach her again, or even simply not wanting to see me, directly driving me away. But I'd never thought, after knowing my identity, Willow Rue would be like now, sitting in the car silently facing me. The surrounding air seemed frozen. The dim car light cast a deep black shadow in Willow Rue's eyes, unable to glimpse any emotion. Finally she spoke first. If I hadn't exposed you, how long did you plan to deceive me with this new identity? I clenched my hands, guilty to the point of not daring to breathe deeply, awkwardly evading her question. You knew I was deceiving you since when? Willow Rue casually glanced at me. Since the moment you stepped into this world. You've been gone so long. Am not so foolish as to make no progress, and let you deceive me a second time. I was stunned, meaning right when I just returned. Willow Rue already knew I was the real Victor Payne, yet she didn't directly expose me, but stood by watching like a play, watching my clumsy anxious act as a substitute, waiting until I thought I'd disguised successfully, then lightly peeling off the truth, leaving me utterly embarrassed, from start to end toyed with like a top. The Yandere female lead's twisted tastes were truly as rumored, but I still cautiously observed Willow Rue. Since returning to this world, her emotions had always been calmly cold. No madness, no frenzy, violence nor anger, as if my deception or return to her wasn't worth caring about. So my tension eased a bit. I tentatively asked Willow Rue, you don't mind what I did before? Willow Rue lowered her long lashes, hiding the emotions in her eyes. Nothing to mind. You treated me as a stepping stone to complete your mission, isn't that normal? After all, her eyes suddenly flickered. From birth till now I've always been abandoned by people. I'm used to it. The scent in the car blended into the air, lingering around us. I don't know if this scent was too thick enough to make me a bit dazed. Looking at Willow Rue's bowed head, in that moment I felt again, this woman mad to the extreme was heartbroken now. Like returning to 5 years ago. That pure kind girl, seeking comfort from me. So I couldn't control my softening heart. Unable to hold back I whispered, like countless times comforting her before. What happened before was my fault to you. Last time I came truly to make you darken. But this time it's not. Saying that my face suddenly heated up. This time I returned with the complete opposite goal. If you don't mind, this time I can stay by your side properly, as compensation for before. Willow Rue blanked. Then she softly said, this time really not deceiving me. I nodded, not knowing if this could make Willow Rue happier a bit, but before my expectant gaze, Willow Rue's lips gradually curved up, finally, revealing a sickly dark smile. She said, but this time I'm the one deceiving you, big brother. The thick scent grew even thicker. My mind suddenly dizzied. Only now did I slowly realize something wrong with this fragrance. I immediately looked incredulously at Willow Rue. You actually drugged the scent. Willow Rue smiled. Not exactly a drug. Just something to make big brother sleep a bit earlier, that's all. The next instant she leaned forward, pressing against me, her ambiguous hot breath brushing my skin, her soft body like a snake coiling around me, squeezing so tight I could hardly breathe. I instinctively wanted to push her away. But whatever the drug, my whole body had gone limp, limbs weak, unable to move. I could only watch helplessly as Willow Rue lowered her head, biting hard on my shoulder, as if remarking the prey she'd once lost. A sharp numbing pain spread. I dizzily cursed Willow Rue, you're truly mad. Before fully losing consciousness, I saw the smile on her face widen even more, finally shedding the polite gentle disguise, revealing the extreme mad nature within, making one's skin crawl. I'm not mad. Didn't you say you wanted to compensate me earlier? You deceived me once, I deceive you once. This is fair compensation, big brother. When I opened my eyes again, I saw myself lying on a bed, surrounded by luxurious furnishings, incredibly opulent, but all shrouded in dim light. The room's atmosphere heavy with pressure, dark, no sunlight visible. I frowned, instinctively intending to leave, but as my body moved, a cold metallic sensation touched my skin. I looked down, only now discovering my hands and feet at some point had been bound by silver chains. Now I could only lie on the bed, unable to move. Awake, a familiar voice sounded. Willow Rue's slender figure, gradually emerged from the shadows, her face still wearing that eternal smile. Big brother really loves sleeping. You slept so long this time. She actually had the nerve to say I slept. Clearly she'd drugged me unconscious. I took deep breaths to suppress the horror and anger in my heart, trying to stay calm and shaking the chain on my wrist. What do you mean by this? I'm so sorry, big brother. I was presumptuous. But I'm truly afraid you'll run away again, like 5 years ago. So Willow idly stroked the chains. Since emotions can't keep you, then I have to try this physical method. A creepy chill surged in my heart. Though Willow spoke apologies in fear, her actions showed none of that. She was always skilled at disguising as gentle and harmless. And pitiable. Then waiting for the prey to be lured into the trap, before revealing her true cruel face to finish them in one strike. Exactly like the scheming sinister female lead in the original. No trace left of the old days. Only Willow didn't know. I was a transmigrator with a system, able to leave this world anytime. These silver chains couldn't hold me at all. Thinking that, I silently called "System, you there?" No response. A bad premonition suddenly rose in me. I hurriedly called the system several more times in my mind, but the usually chatty system this time gave no response at all, like a stone sunk in the ocean. Why so quiet, big brother? Willow's face still held a lazy smile. Let me guess, you're looking for the system now, right? My scalp exploded instantly. I warily stared at her. How do you know? Willow chuckled softly. Big brother, you probably didn't think after you left. I'd just wallow in heartbreak and darken, right? Her tone gradually carried some pity. Of course, not quite the opposite. To prevent you from using the system to deceive me again. I've thoroughly researched this system. For example, she smiled, approaching me, but the surroundings filled with suffocating pressure, each step like treading on my heart. I've invented a bomb that can explode this entire timeline. Originally planning to blow this place to return to Big Brother's world. I've also researched how to hear the system's voice. So this time when you entered my world, I was the first to get notified. For another example, I found materials to block system signals. At least in this special room. Big brother, you can't contact the system. Cold sweat gradually beaded on my forehead. In the original it did say, Willow was a genius girl in scientific research. But in the original, she clearly researched electronic technology, supposed to use research achievements to build her own business empire. So why now had she switched to researching systems? Everything was truly messed up. But before I could react, Willow had straddled me, her actions incredibly forceful, but her tone gentle as water seeping to the bone. You can't escape anymore. So big brother, obediently stay by my side, okay? I nearly got goosebumps. What are you planning? Before finishing, Willow's kisses rained down overwhelmingly, sealing my lips, from forehead to nose, tip to lips and teeth, and downward, as if confirming my existence. The suffocating heat immediately enveloped me. Numbing sensations spread from various body parts. My face burned hot. Blood in my veins seemed to boil along, until Willow's hand touched a certain place. In panic, I suddenly snapped awake, instinctively biting hard on her shoulder, gasping angrily, Willow, what madness is this? This bite, I didn't control the force. The metallic taste of blood immediately spread in my mouth, but Willow seemed unaware of pain, and didn't release me. Her eyes surged with twisted emotions. She self-mockingly laughed. I'm mad, but big brother, aren't you the one who wanted to see me mad most? She leaned close to my face, her bloodshot eyes staring fixedly. 5 years ago. To make me dark and go mad. You didn't hesitate to deceive me for 5 years. Didn't hesitate to fake death cruelly and leave. Didn't hesitate to push me toward Owen York, completely ignoring my feelings. So look, am I mad enough now? Why don't you like me still? This was the first time Willow lost emotional control like this. Watching her choke my neck, completely irrational. As if ready to do even madder things anytime. An unprecedented dangerous aura pressed down, every cell screaming to quickly stop this madwoman. In urgency, I blurted a lie because I find it disgusting. Whether you're mad or normal, I despise both. 5 years ago saying I liked you was just to deceive you for the mission. Still don't get it. The room instantly fell into deadly silence. Only the crisp clinking of silver chains. This sentence was highly effective. Willow's face suddenly turned pale. Her body swayed, then slowly stood, leaving the room. Leaving only a very soft word. You've deceived me once more. My heart felt like stabbed too. Having relied on each other with Willow for 5 years. This was the first time I'd been so heartless to her. Clearly wanting to drive Willow away. But seeing her departing back, my heart suddenly ached dully. Was what I said just now too harsh? Should I have used a gentler way to push her away? But I quickly realized I'd worried needlessly. When seeing Willow again, she'd retracted all those out-of-control emotions, replacing with a smiling mask. She sat by the bed, holding the food tray, feeding me bite by bite, as if the earlier argument never happened. Gentle and patient to a terrifying degree. Big brother, these dishes are still made to your old tastes. How's the flavor? If not good, I'll change to others. By now ID calmed down and thought it through. Since this mission is to lower Willow Rue's darkening level, I surely need to slowly influence her. No need to argue with her. Thinking that, I nodded casually. The flavor is alright. And so, the days passed in a strangely peaceful manner. The chains on my body had been removed. Though I couldn't leave the room, I could now get out of bed and walk around. While strolling around the room, I suddenly made a new discovery. This place was dark with no light visible. All the furnishings could only be seen in faint outlines. But upon closer look they seemed incredibly familiar. Surprisingly identical to 5 years ago. The arrangement in the apartment where Willow Rue and I once lived. Moreover, it seemed not just the furnishings. Everything around, even including Willow Rue herself, began to become extremely similar to 5 years ago. Willow Rue came here every day. Sometimes she surprised me with a kiss. Sometimes she patiently dried my hair. At times we watched movies together, had dinner. And at night, she always loved curling into my arms, hugging each other in deep sleep. Whenever like that, Willow Rue's pale cold face would regain some color, making her finally not look so icy and lifeless. At first, I still felt some resistance to this sudden closeness, but not long after I grew accustomed, because of the meticulous care in every detail, the warm lively atmosphere, a gentle attentive girl. These things were not unfamiliar to me at all. On the contrary, exactly like my life 5 years ago. Occasionally under the flickering candlelight, the eyes, profound of Willow Rue would be covered in a layer of warmth, showing a few more parts of gentleness. Seeing her like that always left me dazed, as if time had truly reversed. Before me was still that sincere, passionate young girl. My heartbeat began to quicken along. Unwittingly, I seemed to have truly been completely imprisoned by Willow Rue, my body trapped in this room, while my soul was stuck in a beautiful dream. A beautiful dream from 5 years ago, personally recreated by Willow Rue. But dreams must eventually end. In tonight's dinner tray, there was a small note clipped. On it only a strange small line of text, each word exuding coldness. Victor Payne. Willow Rue's current darkening level is still at maximum. Only I am set to be able to lower her level. If you don't want to be erased for failing the mission, then bring the system to meet me. Below was an address. I instantly snapped awake, as if doused with a bucket of cold water straight to the head. I knew the one who wrote this note was Owen York. Because, the one who can lower the darkening level of Willow Rue could only be the destined male lead. I also knew Owen York had never shown me a good face before. His sudden initiative to help me complete the mission surely had no good intentions. But I didn't care about those things at all. What I cared about was, Willow Rue's darkening level was still at maximum. Originally I thought as long as I stayed in this cage, slowly making up for the regrets of 5 years ago with Willow Rue, I could heal her heart ailment, and one day her darkening level would decrease. But now thinking back, when Willow Rue was by my side, she seemed from start to end wearing a mask. She wore the mask from Heroine, disguising as her appearance from 5 years ago to live with me, to the point even I was about to immerse in it. But what about Willow Rue? Did she really have no prejudice at all toward what I'd done when she was with me? Was it sincere treatment in the end? Or seeing me as a joke? Seeing me stupid and easy to fool? I had no idea at all, because I couldn't see through the real thoughts beneath Willow Rue's mask. Her schemes, thoughts or feelings, even the current darkening level. I was completely blind to all, even actively letting myself immerse in the cage, without wanting to escape, thinking to hear. A layer of cold sweat broke out on my back. How could I be so careless? The female lead in the original was the best at disguising and deceiving, and toying with people's hearts. I looked up at the tightly closed room door, gradually clenching my fists. Tonight perhaps I need to go out for a trip. When night fell as Willow Rue just stepped into the room, I naturally wrapped my arms around her slender waist, my face still wearing a gentle smile. Willow Rue, do you remember what day it is today? Willow Rue was a bit surprised, but still naturally wrapped her arms around my neck, obediently replying, of course I remember. Today is the 10-year anniversary of the day Big Brother picked me up. Though I'd known early shed answer, but hearing this response for real, my heart still trembled slightly. A day clearly meaningless in others' eyes, yet Willow Rue had truly remembered it for 5 years, then another 5. The next moment, Willow Rue's warm breath brushed my ear, ambiguous yet light. Tonight Big Brother is so initiative. Do you have a gift prepared for me? I steadied myself, then actively pressed my lips to hers. It's that I love you. Willow Rue's eyes widened in disbelief, her whole body stiffened in place, letting me kiss without any guard. Amid the 2 hot breaths entwining, I struggled to maintain my sobriety, then quickly pushed the sedative pill hidden under my tongue over. I don't know if it was an illusion or not. Willow Rue's eyes that were shining brightly suddenly darkened. She quickly fell to the floor, losing consciousness, only managing a final sentence. Big Brother, you really are a scammer. I stood up, looking at the comatose Willow Rue before me, my heart still filled with disbelief. So easy like that. Had Willow Rue really been drugged by me like this? But I had no more time to verify true or false. I must immediately seize this rare chance to escape this cage. The moment stepping out the room door, I turned back for one last look. Willow Rue lay quietly with eyes closed. Under the dim light her skin even paler, showing a few parts shattered. I dared not look more. Gritting teeth, finally resolutely leaving. Yes, I am a heartless scammer. Both anniversary times exploiting Willow Rue's feelings. Then decisively leaving. The address on the paper was an abandoned factory. Just stepping through the main gate, a group in guard uniforms rushed up, binding me tightly. Victor Payne, you're too easy to fool. I looked impassively at Owen York. He stepped out from the shadows, lips curled up, tone full of sarcasm. So stupid. I really don't know what little sister Rue saw in you. I stared at him, not provoked at all. Instead inwardly shocked. Last time meeting Owen York, his face still carried a young man's elegant charm. But just days without seeing, had suddenly become much haggard, his face showing clear dark circles of fatigue. Looking in extremely poor mental state. What had happened? Owen York, seeing I ignored him, stopped sarcasm too. He silently watched me for a while. So little sister Rue likes this face of yours. Then I have no way to become the appearance she likes. Because no matter how many times I see this face, it always makes me feel disgusted. I frowned. What did you call me here for exactly? Owen York laughed lowly. I just can't understand. Clearly I'm the destined male lead. Why does little sister Rue love you? Clearly ID told her. You're just a scammer. Your mission was to harm her. His voice suddenly rose several tones. Why does she still cling to you without forgetting? Why, actually I don't know either, but after living together so long, I could sense. Willow Rue was no longer simply a virtual character in the book. She had her own emotions, had flesh and soul, was a flesh and blood person. So she wouldn't be controlled by the plot to love a person she didn't love. Owen York gnashed his teeth, pacing before me. Little sister Rue for you actually wants to destroy this whole world, even killing her own father. Hearing this I couldn't help but freeze. What do you mean killing her father? Owen York snorted coldly. You still don't know. A few days ago, little sister Rue planned to blow up this world right at the funeral. But then she took you away. So the plan was suspended. However, after she left, I still secretly sent people to search that land, wanting to find those explosives to discard and eliminate future trouble. But guess what I found? His body trembled, as if recalling some extremely terrifying memory. In a filthy dark ditch, I found Willow Rue's father, the once lofty head of City SS's largest family. His corpse actually was crudely buried in such a stinking sewer. I first to her father in the ditch. Then who was in the coffin at the funeral? You actually have the nerve to ask. Owen York looked at me full of resentment. ID used the system tool to see through the coffin. Result was seeing your face. This face again. Later I learned from the system. 5 years ago, after you faked death to escape, little sister Rue somehow had always preserved your body. Shed stayed by a corpse, day and night beside it for 5 full years. Only when you returned did she bear to bury it. What? I could hardly believe my ears. My heart trembled violently. Before ID thought Willow Rue hated my deception. Surely wouldn't treat my body well. But I never expected over 5 years. Willow Rue actually relied on a corpse to hold on till now. The shell that years ago to escape ID unhesitatingly discarded. She actually held it, cherishing for 5 years. Owen York stepped forward. With bloodshot eyes he grabbed my collar tightly. It's all because of a jinx like you that our plot got completely messed up. Now great, the female lead became a true madwoman, while the male lead can't complete the mission about to be erased. Why did you appear anyway? Why don't you just die? My body bound tight, unable to move, but my gaze gradually turned cold. For the first time I retorted Owen York's provocation. Why did I appear? If I remember right, you transmigrated here even earlier than me. If you're the male lead with redemption duty, then why didn't you redeem Willow Rue a bit earlier? Owen York's shrill voice suddenly silenced. Those early years when Willow Rue had no power yet, it was I who went through the hardest times with her. Back then we were dirt poor, bullied by thugs, often sharing one bowl of noodles, huddling for warmth, applying medicine for each other. And where were you then? I stared at him, pressing step by step. Then you were the young master of the York family, lounging in your villa, dreaming of some rich heiress clinging to you later. I don't think fearing hardship is wrong, as that's human nature. But clearly you've never done anything for Willow Rue, yet waiting till she succeeded and famed to jump out, wailing you're her redemption. Don't you find that ridiculous? My voice icy cold. If your so-called redemption can only enjoy blessings, but not share sufferings, then isn't this redemption too cheap? Owen York's face suddenly paled white. He stepped back, self-comforting in whispers. It's not like that. In the original I clearly never helped Willow Rue either, but she still loved me. It's all your fault. Everything changed because of your appearance. As long as you disappear, the plot can return to track. His expression gradually turned ferocious. In madness he suddenly drew a dagger, stabbing viciously at me. I didn't dodge at all. The next instant a bong sounded. The dagger was directly deflected. Owen York first stunned, but quickly reacted. I actually forgot about this. Yes. Coming to this meeting I didn't come empty-handed. Actually right after stepping out of that signal-blocking cage, ID immediately reconnected with the system. And to ensure host body safety, all systems have built-in protection function. Except cases like 5 years ago when thugs killed me. Because voluntary sacrifice. Otherwise no tool can harm me. But Owen York reacted fast. He sneered, "Can't use tools to kill you. Then can't I beat you to vent anger?" Saying that, he immediately raised his arm high, using full force to slap my face. The development beyond expectations. I instinctively closed my eyes tight. But the imagined pain didn't come. I didn't think Owen York mid-swing suddenly had conscience awaken. A bit doubtful I opened my eyes to look, only to see Owen York's arm caught by a pale slender hand, gripping tightly, his face flushed red, horrified, staring behind me, his voice stuttering. "Will little sister Rue?" My mind instantly blanked. Though just went through kidnapping assassination, but my heart now beat faster than then. The woman supposed to be comatose in the cage somehow now appeared behind me. The familiar cool scent thread by thread came, enveloping me within, to trample me. Willow Rue's voice pressed close to my ear came, burning hot, but tone cold to the extreme. I laboriously turned to look. "How is this possible? Weren't you unconscious?" Willow Rue fingered my neck, gesture gentle as water. "Big brother, did you forget? Today is not only the 10-year anniversary of you picking me up, but also the 5-year anniversary of you escaping. Such a lifelong memorable day. How could I have no precautions?" My scalp instantly numbed. I'd known Willow Rue indeed not easy to fool, but Owen York beside clearly more terrified than me. He forced a fake smile. "Little sister Rue. Just now I intended to hit Victor Payne, only because he said provoking words first. I was too angry, so." Willow Rue coldly glanced at him. "You don't need to lie before me. Among all systems, yours is the one I understand best. I know your romance mission expires today, so you eagerly tricked Victor Payne here to vent." Owen York blanked, his face bloodless. "How do you know that?" Willow Rue smiled somewhat maliciously. "Do you know why over the years, I always allowed you to approach me? Because you're the only one beside me besides Big Brother, carrying a system. To research systems naturally start with you first." Owen York staggered back a step, his eyes reddened, looking hurt by deception. "So you never liked me? Everything was for the system on me." Willow Rue bent down, slowly untying the ropes on me. Tone cold. "I said already. You don't need to pretend before me. No need to fake deep affection or innocence. The awful things you've done to Big Brother, you know best in your heart. Moreover, now you actually want to harm Big Brother." Killing intent in her voice suddenly increased. "Owen York, till now I haven't eliminated you. You should thank the still useful system on you. What are you crying for?" Owen York's face suddenly even whiter than before. He backed away incredulously. "You know about this too." But little sister Rue not shocked for a second. Owen York immediately grabbed Willow Rue's skirt, choking explanation. 5 years ago I called thugs to block Victor Payne. Was because knowing you're the female lead, surely could protect him. So I dared bully him a bit. Beside me suddenly stunned. Called thugs to block. My thoughts instantly returned to 5 years ago. Back then in a remote small alley, a group of thugs suddenly blocked me unreasonably. They robbed the tuition ID just scraped for Willow Rue, beat me black and blue, and grinning filmed it. Why such fierce eyes? Damn, do you know? You just offended someone you shouldn't. Come smile one. This looks good on camera. What, want revenge? Bro kindly reminds you. We have backers want revenge. Careful or you'll die without burial. Result that saying became true. Then Willow Rue rushed to me and called police. Arrested those thugs to jail. Then 5 years ago, those thugs broke into our home to revenge me. I was stabbed in the heart, and died tragically. Truly die without burial. Though that stabbing was my own plan. I intentionally leaked address to those thugs, for them to come revenge me, then go with the flow, making them become stepping stones on the female lead's darkening path. But the initial alley robbery and humiliation was something I completely unaware. In countless midnight awakenings I'd asked myself, I'd always been by Willow Rue. Who exactly had I offended that I shouldn't? Only now I knew. It was Owen York. I clenched fists. Gaze toward Owen York finally burst into angry flames. But Owen York didn't look at me at all. He still panicked, clutching Willow Rue's skirt, as if grasping the last lifeline. Little sister Rue, really sorry for that year. But in the end Victor Payne didn't really get hurt, right? I knew you're so capable. Surely could protect him. Willow Rue coldly shook off Owen York's hand. She looked down from above and said, "So now I'm protecting him too." Owen York collapsed, kneeling limply. Around the dilapidated debris pattered down. "I knew you're so capable. Surely could protect him." Willow Rue coldly shook off Owen York's hand. She looked down from above and said, "So now I'm protecting him too." Owen York collapsed, kneeling limply. Around the dilapidated hallway echoed dripping water. I looked up. Only half an hour till new day. Owen York was about to be erased, but right then, an unexpected incident happened. Owen York suddenly picked up the dagger from the ground and stabbed straight at me. He roared in despair, "Victor Payne, don't get too smug. Even if I die, I must drag you along." An automatic protective shield appeared around me. I frowned. I said, "Already? You can't harm me." But words unfinished. A crack sounded. The shield suddenly cracked. Next instant directly shattered. Owen York laughed madly. "I've traded my last half-hour life for this enhanced stab. Your protection basically can't block it. Rest in peace, die." The cold blade tip quickly approached. But before I could react, a shadow faster than the blade rushed to block before me. Next moment blood sprayed like arrows. A hot blood drop landed in my corner. I dazedly looked up, seeing Willow Rue's chest pierced through. Owen York and dagger kicked flying to ground. He lay wretchedly, incredulously looking at Willow Rue, his voice trembling, voiceless. He stuttered defense, "No way, little sister Rue. I didn't want to kill you at all. The one I wanted to kill was that despicable Victor Payne. Why did you get hurt?" But his words unfinished. A cold mechanical warning sounded. Transmigrator. Number 038. Time for female lead romance mission expired. Mission still incomplete. You will face immediate erasure penalty. Next second. Owen York's body, like data codes, began disintegrating and shattering. No time for last words. Only a painful, agonized scream left. Then completely vanished, traceless. But now I had no mind for surroundings. I instinctively caught the falling Willow Rue. Mind completely blank. Blood from her wound non-stop gushing. Vision full of fresh red. I still couldn't believe. Willow Rue actually blocked the blade for me. The cunning, wise female lead in original. About to die for a scamming side male like me. I murmured, "Why?" Willow Rue's face pale white, breath extremely weak as if departing soon. But hearing my question, she still forced a smile. "Because I don't want to see Big Brother die before me again. That feeling is truly more terrifying 10,000 times than facing death myself." In an instant, felt like that blade still lodged in me, every fiber aching to the bone. Tears flowed uncontrollably. Willow Rue laboriously raised hand, wiping my tears. Her voice very gentle, "Big Brother, tonight when you planned to escape, did you say you love me?" My heart trembled slightly. Yes, it was that escape night to distract her. I casually said, "I love you." Willow Rue's eyes no longer deep profound, but filled with sincere pure love. Just like the young girl's gaze from 5 years ago. Though knowing Big Brother only deceived me, but hearing this sweet lie before death, I still feel very happy. "Actually, I love you very much too." Owen York had been erased. Willow Rue had been sent to hospital. That stab deviated a bit, so didn't hit fatal spot. However, she still had to stay in ICU. Not yet past danger phase. Over these days I was busy, almost breathless, handling hospital fees for Willow Rue, standing guard outside or waiting, going to temple begging safety amulet for her. Several days. My eye corners deeply etched with fatigue, dark circles. Doctor couldn't bear watching. Forced me to sit on sofa, rest a bit. But I couldn't close eyes. Closing eyes. Willow Rue's bloodied image, whispering "love me," appeared vividly before eyes. Clear as just happened. Sometimes, I even suspected if Willow Rue was revenging me. 5 years ago I designed my stabbing to leave this world. Then 5 years later, Willow Rue also took a stab for me and long not wait, as if wanting me to taste too. The flavor when loved one leaves you. My heart tightened in sourness. Reddened eye corners began moist. Stop right now. Host, don't cry." The system's worried voice suddenly sounded, startling me. It comforted me. "Host, ease your sorrow. Let me tell you something else to distract, okay?" I wearily asked, "What do you want to tell?" The system immediately spirited host this. Before Owen York said, "Willow Rue over 5 years. Always hugged your body to live." I found it so perverted but also thrilling. So days ago I went to verify a bit. Hearing that unreliable tone. Wonder if it found any decent evidence. But then system's voice suddenly serious. "Host, do you know why as a child Willow Rue was always bullied and lived so miserably?" I blankly shook head. Back then I thought this girl just unlucky. Had to play beautiful, strong, tragic role. But turns out behind that was some hidden story. Turns out Willow Rue is eldest daughter of City FS largest family. Status originally extremely noble. But the Rue family worshipped extreme suppressive education. Their children, from young thrown into slums for tempering, intentionally arranged countless hardships. They believed only thus could forge a sharp blade, with no weaknesses. So the sufferings Willow Rue endured early years, actually all arranged by Rue family. And my appearance ruined their plan. Since I brought Willow Rue home, her life began sprouting life. She no longer felt suffering, but thanks to my companionship, she felt rare happiness. This completely opposite to Rue family's original tenet. So Rue family early targeted me. They began secretly tripping me, and even secretly prepared to eliminate me. So 5 years ago, even without thugs killing, sooner or later I'd die by Rue family's hands anyway. Then Willow Rue darkened and returned to Rue family. She found evidence. showing her own father once harmed me, so she unknowingly killed him, even threw his body in ditch, and placed my body in coffin, letting me enjoy most lavish funeral. System saying here couldn't help clicking tongue shaking head. The female lead's darkening level truly exceeded limit. In original she never did this much for male lead. Rue family probably never expected. Torturing her so many years yet she didn't darken. Yet just because of your death, she darkened explosively like that. Indeed love twists people more than hate. If it was me before hearing this, probably joined saying a couple lines like this girl really mad, but now I completely couldn't say those words. Because I didn't feel Willow Rue mad. In corners I couldn't see. She'd silently done so much for me. I could only see that obsessive affection. Even crashing into dead end no regrets of hers. Saying to hear. I suddenly lowered voice asking System. How's this mission progress for me? System silent a moment host. One good news and one bad. Which do you want first? Bad news. Bad news is after so many events. Willow Rue's darkening level still at maximum. My hand trembled. System continued softly. Willow Rue truly became a Yandra madwoman. To achieve goals she can use any means. This darkening level will never decrease anymore. This also counts as bitter fruit I sowed myself. I took deep breath and the good news. Good news is, the love Willow Rue has for you. From 5 years ago always at absolute. Till now never changed I froze, hearing System's words. My heart suddenly beat fast unusually. All her feelings, every desire every goal stem from you. Willow Rue will listen to you very much host. As long as you always by her side. She'll willingly let you restrain. Will never do wrong things anymore. Because she loves you more than anyone else in this world. 5 days later I sat by the bed, watching Willow Rue sleeping soundly in silence. Shed escaped danger, but still unknown when shed wake. The System had vanished. Before leaving, it said had to go next world for mission. Though most time this System unreliable, but together so long, I still felt a bit reluctant. System laughed saying, actually initially choosing you as romancer, was because seeing you in real world too lonely. No family no friends. Now seeing someone loves you so I'm glad too. Choking feeling rose in throat. System still had to bid farewell to me. Don't miss me too much. Later there'll be someone loving you more than me, coming to accompany you. I had feeling Willow Rue would wake. Thinking that. My gaze stopped on Willow Rue's face again. I reached gently stroking her face. Don't make me worry anymore. Wake up soon okay. But I waited and waited. To deep night. Yet that stubborn girl still not wake. I slumped by her bed edge. And dozed off unknowingly. I dreamed of 10 years ago. Right on the first day I brought Willow Rue home. Back then Willow Rue was very young, body full of wounds. At night she often nightmare disturbed. So I brought ointment, meticulously applying to each scar for her. That young girl didn't cry nor fuss. Eyes bright clear as new. Filled with expectation big brother you're so good. Later you'll always be by my side right. I gently patted her head, gently coaxing you'll always be here. Time passed. Willow Rue gradually escaped those nightmares. She finally could sleep soundly. The dream abruptly ended here. In days. On my face suddenly came a gentle caressing sensation. Like someone stroking my cheek. I snapped awake opening eyes. Under moonlight. The familiar beautiful woman reaching to caress me. Gesture exactly like how I comforted her 10 years ago. In Willow Rue's smile contained deep love. We meet again big brother. This time it's Willow Rue pulling me from nightmare. That year when Victor Payne died. Willow Rue felt she'd truly gone mad. She killed those thugs to avenge Victor Payne. But after, her life fell into deep despair mire. Willow Rue originally a rare research genius. So, she began researching ways to preserve Victor Payne's body. In countless long nights, she always hugged that cold body, murmuring alone big brother. You're a scammer. Didn't you say you'd be with me for life? Right when she almost couldn't hold on anymore, and wanted to end her own life, a strange young man appeared. He hurriedly stopped her action. He said his name Owen York. A book transmigrator come to redeem her. He also said Victor Payne actually also a book transmigrator, but just a terrible scammer. The mission of transmigrator Victor Payne was to make Willow Rue darken, so his protection, his redemption, even his death, from start to end just a deception scam. Hearing those words Willow Rue no longer remembered her emotions then. She only remembered soullessly walking back to room, then staring at the still lifelike body on bed, crying all white night. Using that whole night, she finally understood her heart. Victor Payne deceived her so what? She wasn't afraid of betrayal, not afraid of darkening, even less afraid becoming a madwoman in others' eyes. The only thing she feared was one, that Victor Payne from now on would completely abandon her, never return again. So from that day, Willow Rue began diving into system research. She believed if system could bring Victor Payne here once, surely a second time, she must make Victor Payne come for her again. Some time later, research finally had breakthrough. Willow Rue learned that Victor Payne was the maintainer of the original plot's smooth operation. So as long as she kept darkening, Destroy that so-called original plot. Then to repair the plot, Victor Payne surely must return. So Willow-Rue thought, next just need to make her darkening level skyrocket. This not easy at all, no matter how mad she went. When darkening reached 100 it stopped, never able to break through more. But darkening at 100 still within original limits. Still not enough to force Victor Payne back. Right when Willow-Rue increasingly anxious, Rue family came. They very satisfied with her current mad appearance. Decided bring her back acknowledge ancestors. On face she kept proper smile. But heart sensed these people not good at all. Sure enough after deep investigation discovered the sufferings violence and loneliness she and Victor Payne endured over years, mostly bestowed by them. Even her own father originally planned to push Victor Payne to death. So one night, Willow-Rue burst into the severely ill father's room. Before his horrified eyes, she slowly said, "Dear father, hard work for you staging such big play to turn me into your desired perfect form. But you don't know yet, right? No matter what you do, I still love Victor Payne. My current madness also because of him." Saying that she bent close to father's ear. "Or after you die, I'll use the whole Rue family as dowry to marry him, okay?" Old man Rue angered till veins bulged on face. Face became ferocious. But before uttering any scolding, already from over agitation, sudden death from heart attack on spot. Also right at that time, Willow-Rue realized her darkening level had exceeded 100, completely out of control. So she knew Victor Payne surely returning soon. That period her mood very good. She threw father's body down ditch. Then, placed Victor Payne's body in most expensive coffin. She wanted Victor Payne's body to enjoy most grand funeral. She wanted every Rue family member, those who once persecuted them, to kneel before coffin praying for him, to shed tears for him. Then after prayer ended shed blow everything up. Let those people go to hell continue repenting. Finally on the funeral day itself, amid a day of drizzling rain paths, Victor Payne truly returned. He seemed not adapted to new body. Foot slipped actually fell right before her. Willow-Rue outwardly kindly helped him up. But heart surged with fierce waves. Before shed always thought. Her feelings for Victor Payne intertwined love and hate. Loved him for saving her from mire. Also hated him for pushing her into abyss. But right the moment Victor Payne truly returned, she realized her current emotion only one. That is wanting to meet him. A mad obsessive longing for reunion. That 10-year anniversary night, Victor Payne drugged her sedative, then escaped the cage. But he didn't know right after he left. Willow-Rue immediately stood up. She lowered lashes, watching his hasty departing back. It was she who actively let him go. In the days imprisoning Victor Payne, Willow-Rue each day tormented painfully. This madwoman's self felt really selfish. She thought she herself was the one. Stuck in the beautiful dream of 5 years ago, unable to escape. Why force Victor Payne stuck too? He originally such a vibrant free person. Shouldn't wither in her cage. So Willow-Rue stood, lightly touching lips just bitten to blood by him. Red lips slightly smiled. The 10-year gift. Still a lie again. But this lie so sweet. Victor Payne said I love you. So she had no resentment at all. Willow-Rue tidied a bit. Then silently followed behind Victor Payne. Shed returned his freedom. But Shed always be in shadows. Forever protecting his safety. Willow-Rue once said to Victor Payne, "Big brother, you think him really that stupid? To let you deceive forever?" Now she knew she really was that stupid. Moreover stupid to madness. Perhaps she was the type. Once loving someone, even knowing that person terrible scammer, still willingly step into the lies the other wove. Truly a madwoman. But Willow-Rue didn't mind at all. Mad then mad. Anyway, a scammer and a madwoman. Originally a match made in heaven. Willow-Rue discharged. We returned to Rue family villa for her recuperation. I brought a bowl of soup, feeding her spoon by spoon. Willow-Rue outwardly sipped soup, but passionate eyes stuck tight on me, as if I was her food instead. I lightly tapped her head. "What are you looking at, huh? Don't distract, focus on eating." Willow-Rue smiled like spring breeze. "Of course, looking at Big Brother. Big Brother so handsome, able to meet you again, truly great." My face teased till slightly flushed. Couldn't help tapping her head again. 5 years no see. Other things you didn't learn. But this glib tongue progressing more and more. The cunning miss suddenly pouted, in tone rarely tinged with grievance. "But I'm telling truth, Big Brother. When comatose. Actually I was very afraid you'd escape again. Abandon me alone once more. So waking seeing you, I truly felt immensely happy. This is the first luck in my life." My heart surged with pity. The scolding words suddenly choked in throat. Finally I swallowed back. Looking at the gruesome scar right on her chest, I gently reached, touching lightly there. "Does it still hurt now?" Willow-Rue honestly replied, "No hurt. Moreover feels very comfortable." Next second she grabbed my hand, just letting me touch freely. She extended pale arms hugging my waist, kissing fully, passionate and unrestrained. Room temperature gradually rose. Air also began ambiguous. I took deep breaths, reached blocking her lips. Not letting her kiss more, my voice very soft. You haven't fully recovered. Doctor said no strenuous activity. Willow followed, kissing my hand. Warm breath on skin. Bringing numbing sensation. Whether I've recovered or not. Wouldn't Big Brother try a bit to know? Her kiss very hot. But I couldn't bear pushing her away. I lowered. Letting myself immerse in her love. In dazed passion. I suddenly thought someone passionate like Willow how could be just a shallow character in a book. Memories gradually returned to 5 years ago. That 5-year anniversary night. Also the first time I abandoned her. Willow once smiled, saying to me, "My life truly gained meaning since meeting you." Initially I thought that just normal affectionate words. But now thinking back, perhaps that's truth. That lonely girl. Originally from being loved gained flesh. Gained soul. And then from 5 years ago. Obstinately offered whole sincere heart to me. The end.